Two of our friends were missing. We have like very bad news for you. They're gone. And we were like just sitting there and I was like, I don't understand what you're saying. There was a car accident. It wasn't their fault. It was the driver, but they died on the spot. That's nice. It's the two of them, it's a boy and a girl. And this was like a month just before graduation.
What was it like graduating, like on that day when you know that they weren't going to be there?
I felt bad that I'm there and they're not. We were just sitting there because we knew each other for like more than 7 years at that point. Like we were always together.
Living with you, I've never seen you like sad.
I'm very good at hiding my sadness and I'm very good in pretending that I'm perfect.
How does your mental health feel today? And how are you feeling? Are you happy?
Is anyone really happy?
Hey guys, welcome back to Grieving Uncensored. And on today's show, we have Tawa, my co-host. Hey T, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thank you.
How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good today.
Great. And today we have my ex-flatmate, Plamena.
Hi everyone.
Plamena, you're too cute. Hi Plamena. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh my God. Thank you for coming and for agreeing to come on my podcast. You know, it's so funny because we went to Morocco for her birthday and I've lived with her for like, how long do we live together for?
Maybe 1 year and a half.
And a half, right?
Yeah.
I never knew she experienced grief.
Okay.
And funny enough, remember when I first moved in, I was saying to you that, sometimes I go through depression.
Yeah.
Where if I ignore you, I'm not mad at you. She never even highlighted, I've had grief, right?
Yeah.
So I was just saying to her, like, please, because when I was living with my brother's girlfriend said to me that I never say good morning. Like, I just wake up, I just walk, and I don't greet. Sometimes I say hello. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I just thinking that's official. Why should I wake up and be like, good morning every day, good morning? Like, what the hell? But then I thought, okay, cool. So I like to take constructive feedback. So when I moved in for the first time, because I was going through depression, right, during the pandemic, I never lived with a flatmate. But I was living alone and I was struggling. So after I thought I can't do this anymore because I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
And I go through my episodes, and because of my mom, because of the pandemic, it triggered my depression because I was alone. So I had to find a flatmate, and then Pamela was my flatmate, right? So when I moved in, I thought, okay, I know I'm really depressed. Like, I'm extremely depressed. So I need to communicate to her. So I had to tell her, like, because even it was 3 of us, we had one other flatmate.
Okay.
And he used to do that. So I said to her, like, yes, like, this is a sign of depression. Like, I promise you. She's like, no, he just walks that.
Yeah.
I promise you, like, it's not intentional. I could relate to him. Like I said, I had to let her know that if I ignore you, I'm not ignoring you. If you ask me a question, I would answer you. But if I walk into the kitchen, don't expect me to talk to you because I don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
I just want to be in my room. I had to let her know that. That also, therapy helps me to be aware of my sad and quiet moments.
I think it's good that you were able to express that because I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes people do things and you just think, oh, they're rude. But in actual fact, if they just communicated that, like, I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in my feelings at the moment. So you're not going to get like...
Exactly. And it was an adjustment for me as well because, I'm like very loud and out there. I'm dramatic. I'm just like, when I walk into the room, I want everyone to see me, to know me. And I'm a very loud person. So it was an adjustment in terms of like, of course, Eloho is, she experienced things differently. And obviously all of the people that we were living in the house, we had to like, okay, We need to like learn that everyone is different. We're not all like out there dramatic. Like
I'm dramatic.
I'm dramatic, and I guess COVID didn't help either because you're stuck with these people. You're not going.
I'm dramatic. Well, Pamela is dramatic. But
you've met your match.
Yeah. So I was trying to say she didn't really highlight that she's experienced grief, right?
Okay.
So I didn't even know she's experienced loss. But then in Morocco, we're just drinking and having the best time. I don't know, how did that conversation start? I don't remember.
I don't know, very random.
Yes. Obviously, you knew I was the that's in grief. While she knew I was in I never thought she was going to come on because I didn't think she's experienced grief.
Okay.
But in Morocco, I can't remember how it happened because wine has been involved. Wine was involved. But we were talking about grief, and then she started sharing, like, oh my God, my friend, I've lost my friend. I'm not going to tell her story. Anyways, my point is to say that I found out, which was shocking, but it was so refreshing because we're in a night out in a bar, drinking, marrying on holiday, and we talked about grief for a very long period. Yeah. And I thought, wow, come on my podcast, girl. And that's what I'm doing. That's why she's here. Anyway, so how are you doing today? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling okay. I was a bit nervous at the beginning because obviously the topic is more serious, and we all know when we start talking about grief, emotions can kick in.
For you don't.
And thank you. Just in case, because I am quite emotional, but it's like, you never know what I'm gonna say or like do. So I'm like, so I was a bit nervous. But then I was like, you know what? It actually will help people, and it's super important to talk about this. So I was like, just suck it up and come to the podcast.
Oh.
Yes. So I was like, we have to do this to help other people and then start the conversation. And I'm a true believer, even if you help one person.
Yeah. Look at you taking my job. I love this. That's my podcast. Yes. Wow. Okay. Okay, cool. So I want you to just share a little bit about your loss, and tell us about your loss. Okay.
So it was 2012. It was in May. It's a difficult thing to talk about, but I'm gonna get through it, I promise. So we were a big group of friends, always together, always like partying. It was like last year in high school. So always together, like 6 people, literally always partying, always like there for each other. And then one day, this was in May, we got asked to go to the principal, and it was very out of like just one day we got a call, can you please like all go to the principal? And 2 of our friends were missing, but we just thought they're like late for school, and it's like and so we got to the principal, and they're like, we have like very bad news for you. And we were thinking, oh my God, maybe like, I don't know, we did something in class, or like something happened, like a teacher like came and just complained about all of us because we were again like loud, always together, always doing something. And my first thought was like, oh great, now they're gonna call my mom, I did something wrong. And they were like, we're so sorry to tell you, 2 of our friends, basically the ones that weren't in the room, they're gone. And we were like just sitting there, and I was like, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, I couldn't just comprehend like how big this situation is. And I was like, no, they're not gone. Like, no, they're just like late for school. And and then they were like, there was a car accident, and they started talking like, so it wasn't their fault. It was the driver, but they died on the spot. The 2 of them, a boy and a girl.
Oh, wow.
They were in a relationship. We were just like friends, like and we were just sitting there because we knew each other for like more than 7 years at that point. Like, we were always together, and it just like in this room, I don't remember what other people were saying. I can't I can't tell you what everyone was saying. It was just like, I was like, this is not true. Then I stormed out of the room and like, I was like, no, that's just a lie. I still couldn't understand what's been told to me. And yeah, it was very difficult. And then the rest of our group, they also came out. We were all crying. It was obviously very sad and just, yeah. And we were like 17, 18. So literally like, let's say kids, teenagers, but still, what have we experienced before that? Nothing like this. And it just hit us. And this was like a month just before graduation. So we already had plans with our friends, like to go on a trip, and we were like all applying to similar universities. We planned our literally lives afterwards, and then we just hit us like they're not gonna be there, and it's not their fault, and they're just gone. And we'll never experience any of these things with them again. So yeah, this realization just hit us then.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you so much for sharing.
Were you at uni at this point, or was it?
Oh, we were in high school. I left college, high school. I'm from Bulgaria.
Okay.
So in Bulgaria, we just call it like high school. Yeah.
Okay.
So this was like the last year. So we have 12 years, 5 years, 12 years in total of school.
Yeah.
And this was like the last year, just like before university. Yeah.
So how did that affect like your exams? How did that affect?
Yeah. So exams were literally like, let's say 2 weeks after, if I'm not mistaken. It was literally like, yeah. I don't even know how I don't remember. I don't remember how I went. I went and I took them and I passed. But to be honest, I was in such a like horrible mental state that I really don't know. I haven't touched like a book. I think this was just like my knowledge from before, just like whatever I had before and I knew before.
Yeah.
Because I was just so shocked of everything that's happened. So didn't touch anything. It's a shock that I actually passed, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we all did. And
Maybe they just thought, let's pass everyone.
Let's just pass it. To be honest with you, there was a conversation with the principal that the principal told us, like, if you're not feeling it, and this is a special like situation, you don't have to do it. But I think we did it because we wanted it to be just done, and I don't want to come back like to an exam like after when I'm just already broken. I don't want to come back again. And we didn't want to postpone it. And I was like, let's do it. Doesn't matter. Like, I didn't even care. Like, I was like, I don't care. My friends died. I really could not care less if I go to university or if I don't, or if whatever I'm going to do. But we did. We passed. And then, it was just a blur then. Afterwards, the graduation, obviously because all families are coming, and then we were gonna pass like all of our friendship group. But then like all of our families were like, oh, but we do want to see you like graduating. This is what they would have wanted, and this is what because we were planning everything together. So we had like our outfits picked and literally everything. So literally it was our parents that convinced us this is what they would have wanted, so you should go. And even though they're not there, but they're always looking after you and like they're there, you know.
What was it like graduating like on that day when you know that they weren't going to be there?
It was very tough. I was like always thinking like I felt bad that I'm there. I felt bad that I'm there and they're not. So guilty, I would say. That was the like, oh, why am I here and they're not there?
So how old were you when you lost your friend?
17, 18,
yeah. And because as a child, because I lost my mom when I was 21, and as a 17, 18, 19, 20, and my maths is bad. So that's 4 or 5 years different. I'm just thinking, because as a child and now as an adult, so that's 12 years.
Yeah.
Because it's the same. I lost my 2012, so it's 12 years. So how does it affect you now? How do you think it affects you now compared to then? Because 17, I think you deal with things differently, and now that you're this age, like what's your thought process? Did it change your mindset or how you see friendships?
Definitely changed me, and I started appreciating normal things more after all of this happened. So, because I was like, okay, they were here planning their graduation, now they're gone. After I clocked this thought, I was like, I should be more grateful for everything I have, because tomorrow there could be a drunk driver that just takes me out, and I'm like, that's done. So I learned to be more appreciative of things. And in terms of friendship, so thank God it was the group that we were together. So we're still supporting each other through this. So every year on the anniversary of their death, it's either we're going to have a video chat, or we're going to be like together in Bulgaria, or we're going to just come together.
Wow.
And it's kind of like an annual thing that we just always do now. Yeah. We always do this. Yeah. And we're still friends, and we're very close friends. And even though we don't see each other every day because everyone lives in a different place, but when we come together, it's like almost like time hasn't passed, and it's like still this great friendship.
It's interesting because I remember you said you guys have a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
So it's making me reflect and think of grief in a different way. So what I'm thinking, or what I'm getting from gathering, is, see, when you grieve and you lose a parent or like a family member, brother and sister, how do I phrase this? Because this sounds a little bit not right, but forgive me if this is quite offensive. So I feel like losing a friend, you get more support. Because I'm thinking now, if I lost a friend in a friend group, we will always remember that friend.
Yeah.
Easily. It sounds like it. Because with me losing I don't talk to my brothers about my mom.
Yours was more lonely.
Nobody. It's mom's anniversary today.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, my brothers, we don't text each other. It's mom anniversary today.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I could just say, oh, it's mom's birthday. But I think it's easy. So you see what I'm trying to say why I'm creating this podcast? Because with friendship, actually, I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, but I think, with friends,
Friends still keeping in touch.
Yeah.
That was...
the dynamics are different.
Yeah. Different, yeah.
And we all experience this together.
Yeah.
And you experience this kind of like alone. So like...
Especially with my brothers, but I feel alone.
Yeah.
Even though you experienced it with your brothers, you were the one that found your mum.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
In that moment, there was still that time where it was just you, whereas I guess with you and your friend, you've got somebody else that was there at that moment that kind of heard the same thing, that the effects doesn't necessarily have to be the same, but it, you were both told at that same time, and it would have hit you both at
The same time.
at the same time, and I think it is nice that you're able to kind of share it with that group, that circle, and you have a way of kind of remembering them and reflecting on those times. So I'm guessing correct me if I'm wrong, but in your group, do you talk about them, and do you kind of like...
We do, we do.
And share like...
It's like sharing memories, things we've seen together, places we've went. We've had a lot of pictures as well together as a group. And it's like we always remember like the good times. And of course, it's very tough for us sometimes to even talk about it, but we kind of force ourselves, to be honest, because we have to do it. Like, we have to talk about this. This changed us for like forever.
Yeah.
So we need to face it and what happened. And because we were so young, obviously, like now it's different. Yeah. If I experienced loss today, it would be completely different than back then when I was 17. But definitely, we remember them all the time. And on the anniversary, we gathered together. And we always go back to their graves as well. We always bring flowers. If we're in the country, if we're in Bulgaria, I would always go and just have this time with them and just say like how much I miss them. And I picture their life as well in my head sometimes, if they were alive, what they would be doing. So it's like a weird thing, but like I like the girl, like she would have had like 3 kids by now. She always talked about how she wanted a big family. So I kind of picture their life, what could have been.
Yeah.
No.
I know, like, obviously you were young, and you did get some comfort, you know, having that friendship group. But did you get any support? Like, did your parents support you through the grieving process? Did you have any other external, like maybe a counselor or?
Yeah, so we actually from school as well, we had to go to the counselor because like we were like, so this was kind of like a mandatory thing. I know it sounds like, yeah, but it was mandatory for all of us since we were still in school to go like into counseling. In all honesty, it didn't help me. My friends helped me much more. The counselor was a bit super detached and no real insight on the situation. And even though I was like super young, I still remember her conclusions of the situations were just
Didn't match the
nothing helpful to me, and I was like, that's just a waste of time. So my family actually helped me a lot more. My mom and dad, they were always there for me, and they were like, if you need time, we're not gonna bother you. But they still bothered me, but in a good way. In a good way. Like, yeah, they're always gonna be there. And they were like, oh, do you need something? They were checking on me all the time. Yeah. And my friends as well. But I was checking on them as well. Yeah. So yeah, counseling did not help. And to be honest, like maybe because I had such a bad experience back in the day. Yeah. Now I do not go to counseling because of my bad experience. Yeah, I should. Because not everyone is the same, but this person.
Yeah. Are you traumatized?
Traumatized by oh my God, the school girls just, no. Yeah.
No, man. Okay, cool. When people are thinking,
I'm sure I will never get over the loss. What do I do?
So you're just giving tips on what to do.
I'm just like damaged from these sessions that I had with her. And she was a horrible therapist.
I go through depression. I will forever be depressed. Living with you, I've never seen you like sad.
I'm very good in hiding it.